We got some great news for your Seattle Seahawks here on this edition of Seattle Seahawks Today, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. This guy to my left, Leonard Williams, he just restructured his contract, freeing up some money, much needed, for the Seattle Seahawks. Welcome into this edition of Seattle Seahawks Today, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. Let's get right to it. The details coming out this morning. Williams' cap number for 2025 goes down from around $29 million to just over $14 million. So about half of his cap hit that he would have taken in 2025 is gone now, freeing up about $15 million in cap space for Seattle to have the flexibility to spend. Now, it doesn't mean that Leonard Williams took a pay cut by any means. They just move money around to have some flexibility to be able to do some things. As you all know, the Hawks entered this offseason in cap hell, basically, and we're looking to move some money around to give them flexibility when it came to not just free agency, but signing their draft picks and potential trades and all. And this is kind of the first domino to fall of more moves that we expect to come for the Seattle Seahawks. We'll go over those in just a bit and these contract details here in just a second. But first, let's show some love to Leonard Williams for helping the Hawks out with some much-needed help. Spam 99 in the comment section for Leonard Williams and show him some love for Big Cat. We appreciate you. We thank you, Big Cat, for being flexible and helping out your team on that front. Let's begin with this from Jason Fitzgerald of overthecap.com, who lays out the situation on Seattle when it comes to the restructuring. He said the following: the Seattle Seahawks have restructured the contract of defensive lineman Leonard Williams, opening up just $14 million in cap room. As a part of the restructured contract, the Seahawks converted $18.745 million from Williams' salary to a bonus and added 2 void years to the contract. The move dropped Williams' salary number from $29.1 million to $14.06 million. The restructure increases Williams' 2026 salary cap figure to $29.6 million and would leave the Seahawks with $9.372 million in dead money in 2027 if they allow Williams' contract to void prior to an extension that year. Williams is coming off a career year at age 30, justifying the Seahawks' decision to sign Williams to a $64.5 million contract last offseason, following a surprising midseason trade to acquire Williams in 2023. This is huge for the Seahawks to work with Williams and get the flexibility. But it's just only the beginning. There's plenty more to be done. And I'll say this when it comes to Leonard Williams. He had a fantastic season in 2024. I thought he got snubbed of the Pro Bowl and should have been considered for one of those all-pro teams. He was really good, and he was a difference maker for this Hawks defense. And you think about Leonard Williams. This is a guy that back in 2023 when they made this trade was a huge difference maker in the second half of the season, and that continued. That carried over, and now we're looking at Seattle's defensive line here in 2025 with him, with Byron Murphy. We expect them to bring back Jaron Reed. It's a totally different vibe compared to what it was just a year and a half ago. And Leonard Williams is a big reason why as far as that goes. Now, we mentioned still more work to be done. Cap space right now for Seattle, according to overthecap.com, is still over $14 million. And let's just say for all intents and purposes that they don't sign anyone in free agency. And they will, by the way. You would need $10 million just to pay your draft picks alone. So there's more coming. We'll tell you what's next here in just a bit. Let's ask you, our pinned comment today, do you trust John Schneider? Type Y for yes and for no. Way in the comment section to let us know what you think. Seahawks Today is closing in on 63,000 subscribers here on the channel. We're just over 200 away from reaching that next milestone. For the latest happenings on your favorite team all offseason, we're talking daily news and rumors. We're doing live shows twice a week. Heck, we're here at Super Bowl week, and we got some great stuff coming throughout the next couple days, so stay tuned for that. If you love the Seahawks, this is the channel for you. Subscribe now for free, youtube.com/SeahawksTV, and you'll be glad you did. So what is next? What are the Hawks going to do after taking care of Leonard Williams here? Well, there's three things in particular that come to mind. Number one, it's cutting Tyler Lockett. And when you cut Tyler Lockett from his cap hit that's going to be $30+ million, you're looking at saving $17 million against the cap. And I'll say this, it is a tough decision to move on from a guy like Tyler Lockett, who's meant so much to this community, that has been a great leader for this team and been so consistent. But he's an aging player. He's 32 years old. He just had the worst season that he's had in a long time, and it's not going to get better from here. And I know there's some people that are going to say, well, maybe you can restructure. Maybe you can get him to take a pay cut. And I'll say this. Is it possible? It's not impossible. But I think there are going to be better teams that are more willing to pay Tyler Lockett what he wants to stick around than what it would require for him to stick around. I just don't see them being competitive on that market for Tyler Lockett like other teams will that would gladly take his services as far as that goes, whether that's reuniting with Pete Carroll in Las Vegas. They need some receiver help. Whether that is going home to Kansas City and following in his father's footsteps and playing for the Chiefs. I would just be very surprised at this point if Tyler Lockett's back. Should the Seahawks cut Tyler Lockett? What do you guys think? Type C for cut, K for keep. Wait in the comment section to let us know what they should do with Tyler Lockett. Today's show is sponsored by our friends at GameTime. GameTime is the place to go for the best seats, the lowest prices guaranteed. Whether you're looking for tickets to sporting events, concerts, theater productions, comedy shows, and more, GameTime has got you covered. And we're here in New Orleans this week, right? Tickets to the big game. There's plenty of them still available if you want to come on down and see the matchup this Sunday. Maybe you want to see an event in Seattle like the Kraken, a sporting event, concert, theater production, whatever it may be. It's real simple with GameTime. You choose the event you want to go to. They got the prices listed. You choose your seat, see if you like that seat or not. And then you're checking out on GameTime with Apple Pay, Google Pay, Venmo, all major credit card providers. And with GameTime, you can make a lifetime's worth of memories. What are you waiting for, folks? GameTime has a new feature called GameTime Picks that makes getting tickets for events even easier. GameTime Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets to find the best value. They have their super deals. If you see a super deal, that's a deal you don't want to pass up on. You can customize your spot. You can get the seat views so you can find the seat that's best for you. With GameTime, the lowest price is guaranteed, or GameTime will credit you 110% of the difference. Your tickets are covered, and they are guaranteed to be delivered on time with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. Download the GameTime app, create an account, use code ChatSports, $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPRTS for $20 off. Download GameTime today. Last-minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. GameTime, proud partner of Chat Sports. I think Seattle's going to cut Dre'Mont Jones next, and they're going to save a lot of money in the process of doing so, close to $17 million. And there was a lot of excitement when the Hawks brought in Dre'Mont Jones 2 years ago. And John Schneider was a big fan of Dre'Mont Jones. He tried to trade for him in the Russell Wilson trade. Ultimately, didn't work out. They signed him in free agency, and it has been very much a bust. Not a boom, but a bust when it comes to Dre'Mont Jones. And I'll say this. This is an easy decision for Seattle to move on from Dre'Mont Jones because although he is a freak athlete, he hasn't put it all together. And it's been extremely underwhelming what we've seen from him in his 2 years in Seattle. It's just one of those deals where you got to count your losses and move on at this point. It was a massive whiff by John Schneider, one that I imagine he loses sleep over, and at this point, you just can't justify that salary. You have to move on, and you can do better when it comes to finding pass rushers other than Dre'Mont Jones. Should the Seahawks cut Dre'Mont Jones? Type HY for hell yes, HN for hell no. Let us know in that comment section what you think. Last on our list is extending Geno Smith. And I got to tell you, I think it's going to happen. And the biggest reason why is you don't really have a better option at this point in time at the quarterback position than bringing Geno Smith. The free agent market at the quarterback position's not great this year. The draft, you're picking 18th, and there's only 2 quarterbacks that I have a first-round grade on, and Cam Ward and Jador Sanders. Neither one of those are going to be available here. You're left with no choice but to extend Geno Smith and do what you can to lower that cap hit from $44.5 million. It's not him taking a pay cut. It's just moving money around to lower your cap total for this year to give you some flexibility and push that money down the line for Geno Smith as far as that goes. And here's the thing. If you're Geno, the message that you ought to make as he wants this extension and wants to stick around and get paid and all this is, hey, Geno, we want you here. We know you want to be here. But you got to be willing to work with us if you want a better offensive line. If you want guys to be able to protect you and not be running for your life out there like you were the previous 2 seasons, we need you to work with us to be flexible. That way, we can have that money to spend what we're looking for here. And I have every reason to think that Geno's going to be flexible about that and work with Seattle. That way, they can get this done and surround Geno with the best talent to protect him as much as possible. Do you believe in Geno Smith? What do you guys think? Type B for believe, D for don't. Chime in the comments section below. Appreciate you joining us here on this edition of Seattle Seahawks Today. If you made it to the end of today's video, you know what that means? That means you are a real one. Spam real one in the comments section. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time right here on Seattle Seahawks Today.